Have you ever wondered who has the strongest devil fruit in the entire One Piece verse? Well, most of you fans out there might say, duh, it's obviously Luffy with his sun god Nika fruit. However, the rest of you might completely disagree and argue it is definitely Imo-sama and his three possible god fruits, the nightmare fruit, a creation fruit, or the water fruit. To your shock, both Luffy and Imo do not possess the most powerful devil fruit, not even the almighty Blackbeard with his darkness and tremor fruit combined makes it to the top 10 spot. In fact, none of the strongest characters in One Piece have eaten a devil fruit, which falls under the top 10 rankings. Unfortunately, all these 10 strongest broken god fruits have been eaten by the weakest and the most goofiest characters alive. Hello and here are top 10 strongest devil fruits in One Piece, all of which have been eaten by the weakest users. The 10th most powerful devil fruit in One Piece has been eaten by the weak and fragile Tama, the 𝚖𝚙𝚑𝚝 This paramecia type devil fruit grants the user the ability to control and manipulate any creature by feeding them special millet dumplings. In all fairness, Tama made the best use of this ability in Wano because without her help, almost all of the samurais would have died, and most importantly, the Straw Hats wouldn't have defeated Kaido and his entire pirate fleet. However, in the contrary, Oda deliberately gave this power to an innocent kind kid like Tama, because if this devil fruit was to be given to someone extremely intelligent, powerful and evil like Doflamingo, if you wanted to, he could easily become king of the world by forcing the Sea Kings, Junisa, sea behemoths and countless other creatures to bring down the world government. Foxy's Barabaranomi is the 9th strongest devil fruit in One Piece. Although at hindsight, the power to slow down things might seem extremely slow and boring and not useful of an ability at all, but this is only because a weak idiot like Foxy is using it. As demonstrated by Kizaru, speed is power. The victory can be determined by the split second. No matter how fast your opponent is, the slow fruit drastically slows you down, and in the hand of an extremely fast and powerful individual like Shanks or someone with the light fruit, there is 0% chance of anyone beating them, with an exception of Blackbeard who can nullify this power. At number 8 is Bogie's Barabaranomi or the chop fruit. Coincidence or not, this is one of 2 devil fruits that got accidentally eaten because of Shanks, with the other being Luffy's mythical Javan sun god Nika fruit. Keeping this in mind, although Oda has stated Bogie's devil fruit is a paramecia, it might be something completely different. As demonstrated by Bogie, the chop fruit allows the user to detach any part of their body such as limbs, torso or even head and control them as separate entities. Despite the fact this devil fruit doesn't provide superhuman strength, what it does do is that it makes the user ineffective to all blade attacks, and as showcased in Marineford, Bogie chop fruit is one of 2 fruits which is completely unaffected by most haki infused attacks. In Bogie's case, all slashing attacks infused with haki. This makes any user practically invincible to all swordsmen, no matter how strong their haki may be. In all seriousness, Bogie did obtain the rank of Yonko with the help of this power. However, truthfully speaking, the true potential of this devil fruit got wasted on a weakling like Bogie, who still to this day doesn't realize the scale of his broken power. Coming in at number 7 is the goofy Bartolomeo's Barabaranomi. Unlike Bogie's barrier fruit, which is unaffected by slashing haki attacks, the barrier generated by this devil fruit is completely immune to all haki attacks. As showcased in Wano, it is undoubtedly the devil fruit with the strongest defense. Don't get me wrong, Bartolomeo is pretty strong and has demonstrated countless creative use of this power in Dressrosa. However, this power is a total waste in the hands of a silly side character like him who doesn't have what it takes to fully utilize this power. If this power was to be given to someone extremely intelligent like Crocodile, he could have defeated the strongest haki users such as Whitebeard or Shanks with extremely low difficulty, then claimed his spot as a Yonko. The 6th most powerful devil fruit, which you definitely might not have expected, is the Matomatonomi. The powers of the Matomatonomi allows you to mark any person or object by making physical contact with them. Once marked, anything that the user touches after will be directed to the person you touched. For example, if Luffy marked Kaido with this power, power and toss the moon. The moon would come crashing down into Kaido, completely crushing him to death. This is one of the most simplest powers, yet the most deadliest, but in the hands of the most weakest. And on top of that, a fishman, a creature who lives in the deep sea, a place where devil fruit powers are totally useless in open. Moving on to top 5, Bakarat's Raki-Raki-no-Mi is the 5th strongest devil fruit in One Piece. In summary, the Raki-Raki-no-Mi, or the Lock fruit, grants the user the ability to steal and manipulate others' luck. Once the user has absorbed enough luck from other people, they become so lucky that they are almost invincible. Thank God Oda gave this power to a weak non-canon movie side character, because in the One Piece world, this devil fruit is essentially a cheat code to getting the One Piece treasure, as you could gather infinite luck and get so lucky to the point if you wished for the One Piece treasure, it will appear right in front of your eyes. However, as the wise man Luffy once said, what good is a treasure if the journey you went through to obtain that treasure is boring, pointless, and extremely easy? So in a more adventurous sense, and taking into account the journey, the excitement, and the flashy moves it grants its user, Wapol's Baku Baku no Mi is millions times stronger and more fun, making it number 4 on this list. The Baku Baku no Mi, commonly known as the Monster fruit, grants the user the ability to consume any object and essentially become that object. To understand how insanely bonkers this power really is, if Wapol was to eat Blackbeard's darkness, he would obtain the same dark power as Blackbeard, and if Wapol consumed all 3 of Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji's magma, light, and ice, he would get all those powers. However, we will never see this happen because it has been eaten by the idiot Bakayaro Wapol. Wapol's monster fruit might seem like the most powerful one yet, but this 3rd strongest devil fruit craps all over it. It's Perona's Horo no Mi, or the Ghost fruit. Anyone with this power can immediately immobilize their opponents by inducing negative emotions within them, by making ghosts pass through them. This is basically a cheat code to winning against the strongest of the strongest, or like starting the One Piece game at level 1 and skipping through all the levels to go to the final level without even raising a finger. Most of you out there agree Perona has made a good use of this devil fruit, but truthfully speaking, she should have never been given this power, because in our weak, fragile hands, we will never see the full extent of its broken abilities. Coming in at number 2, the Sabi no Mi, or the Rust fruit. Although this power might not seem as broken as the Ghost fruit, but the reason why it's better is because the incredible damage this power does to its opponents outweighs the broken aspect of the Ghost fruit. The Rust fruit is a Paramecia type devil fruit. In fact, all the strongest devil fruits in this list have been a Paramecia. This fruit allows the user to rust iron, meaning it can cause any metallic items to rust and come apart, making this power a total nightmare to all swordsmen and also the weapon wielders, as almost all weapons are made using iron. Shockingly, not only does this power turn metallic items into a metallic dust, it can also rust the iron in your blood. Essentially, one touch in your head and you are rusted to death or become mentally disabled for the rest of your life. Thankfully, this nightmare of a devil fruit was eaten by a marine, a nobody who got one-shotted by Sogeking. Another person who got one-shotted by Sogeking, in fact, two-shotted by Sogeking, is the wielder of the strongest and the most broken devil fruit in the entire One Piece world. This person, or rather a girl, is Suga, who ate the invincible Hobby no Mi. Not only does the Hobby no Mi transform individuals into toys which the user can control, but it also erases their existence from the memory of others, essentially temporarily killing them alive. This power is the worst enemy of any pirate, because the whole point of being a pirate is to be the freest person alive in all seas and become immortal, become famous enough to never be forgotten by anyone, because as rightfully stated by Dr. Hiruluk, a man truly dies when he is forgotten.